Hey guys, DT here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new episode of Clash Royale. In this episode, Wicked and I are going to be talking about top 5 Clash Royale card concept ideas. Wicked, how are you doing today?
I'm super awesome and I'm super excited doing this episode today.
Guys, these cards are going to be absolutely mind-blowing and you really want to make sure you stick around to hear what our number 1 is. And also guys, if you have good ideas of the cards that you would like to see, concepts of the cards, let us know in comments below so Wicked and I can look at them and maybe some of them will make it into our next video. So don't forget to comment below. And guys, without further ado, let's check out our number 5.
Let's do it!
Number 5, we have a Musketeer Hut. So just think about how awesome the Musketeer is on both defense and offense. And now think about spawning the Musketeer out of a hut every couple of seconds. Now, this is the card that you cannot afford not to address because with a proper tank in front of it, the Musketeer Hut could be one of the most dangerous building cards in the game. Wicked, run down the stats.
Okay, so it's going to be 7 elixir. The rarity is epic. And it pretty much has the same health points and stats as the Barbarian Hut, but it's just going to be a Musketeer Hut. So we've got 1080 hit points, the spawn speed is going to be 8 seconds, the lifetime of the spawning is 1 minute, and the deployment time is going to be half a second. So pretty much replacing the Barbarian Hut with a Musketeer Hut, but I think the Musketeers are going to be much more deadlier than the Barbarian spawning. What do you reckon, DT?
Totally, and honestly, Wicked, I don't really see Barbarian Hut being used in the game a whole lot. Now, of course, with the new game mode that's coming out in Clash Royale, maybe these things will change, but as of right now, I don't see Barbarian Hut very much. However, if I had a Musketeer Hut, you bet your hiney I'd be using it every single time.
And I think a lot of cards like the Lightning Spell, the Rocket, the Fireball will be coming into play in people's decks. And imagine having the Musketeer Hut in a spawner deck behind a tank or like a golem or a giant. You're going to have to take it down as quick as possible because you don't want to deal with that many Musketeers. I already stress out when I have to verse 3 Musketeers, let alone Musketeers coming out of a hut itself.
I mean, two things here, right? It's just as if you're facing somebody with, let's say, a... like you said, 3 Musketeers. However, when you're facing somebody with 3 Musketeers, with proper spell usage, you can take them down all at once. With the hut, by spawning every couple of seconds and having a tank in front of it, you really have to address them time and time, and that requires elixir commitment. And then again, as you mentioned, this probably will bring up the usage of Rocket and the Lightning Spell in-game.
I could see, actually, if you have the Musketeer Hut, I would have like a knight or a giant cycle and just keep having a tank in front of a musketeer every single time. That would be super OP. Absolutely.
I would even do a bowler. I love bowler as well. You know, it has the ability to defend itself and also push on the offense. So I would even do a bowler Musketeer Hut deck as well.
I think this is a card to watch out for. And in number 4 is Treason Spell. So in Clash Royale we have the mirror card, but this time we're thinking that this mirror card actually switches the opponent's troops to your troops. So you want to run through the card, DT?
Sure, so what I'm thinking is, you know, when you mirror a card and it also levels up the level, right? Now, we're not talking about leveling the card level up. What we're talking about is selecting your opponent's card and turning it to join you on your team. But you gotta think really wisely and select proper timing because you can only turn 1 troop at a time.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if I accidentally put it on 1 skeleton, I will treason 1 skeleton,
you
right?
Treason like one tiny little skeleton that will not do any help, and you just wasted a whole lot of elixir, Wicked.
Oh goodness, I think that'll happen. So the best thing you would want to do is try to turn a golem, a Pekka, or something big to go on your side.
Absolutely.
But you can only switch 1, so you can't do like a clone spell in that area.
Absolutely.
So it's only 1.
But think about it, if you have an opponent that's running an elite barbarian deck, you can actually turn both of the barbarians because they come in as a couple, right? So by using the Treason Spell, all of a sudden you're now employing two elite barbarians that are going to join your side and go up against the opponent. Super dangerous.
Wow, super dangerous. So the stats seem like, so epic cards, it changes different to a common card, right? There's seconds difference.
Exactly. There's a difference in the deployment time, because you want to make sure that the game is balanced, and if you immediately change the card and deploy immediately, that's going to be absolutely frustrating, and I reckon lots of phones are going to be broken. So you want to run us through the stats?
Okay, so to switch an enemy troop to yours, a common card would take 3 seconds, a rare card will take 4 seconds, and an epic card would take 5 seconds to turn over.
And guys, you're probably asking, so what about switching the legendaries? And that's something that we can actually ask you. Do you think that should be a thing? Or do you think that legendaries should be off the table? Let us know in the comments below. And in number 3, guys, we have a Pekka Barrel. So we have ourselves the Goblin Barrel already that does not have any damage on the impact, and we're applying very, very similar logic to the Pekka Barrel. However, we're going to take half the damage and half the health of the Mini Pekka, because otherwise the Pancake Party is going to be super devastating.
Yeah, so luckily it's a legendary spell, because oh my god, 3 mini Pekkas in the air, and oh my goodness. Goblin Barrels already stressed me out just enough, so.
And just think about it, Wicked. This isn't the card that you can counter with a log, because that's just not gonna work. You really have to commit some serious troop to countering the Mini Pekka Barrel.
New card idea, the Super Log.
The Super Log. It's like the log, but twice as giant and twice as powerful.
So it can counter the Pekka Barrel. So I see there's a question mark on this card for the elixir costs, DT. What's that about?
So you know, when I was thinking about this, I really wasn't sure, because having 3 mini Pekkas at half the health and with half the damage is, I mean, still, it is going to be completely devastating. So I was wondering, what is it that you would be willing to pay for it? If that card was available in Clash Royale, would it be 7 elixir? Do you think it should be 9 elixir? So I kind of wanted to share it with our viewers and have them contribute. Let us know in comments below what you think the Mini Pekka Barrel should cost in-game elixir-wise.
I'm going to go with 6 elixir, because there's like a, is it worth deploying 6 elixir worth of mini Pekkas at a half health? So I would go 6 elixir, that's my elixir cost.
We have Wicked coming in at 6.
Okay. And in number 2 is one of my favorites, the Dark Valkyrie. So the concept of this card is that she's a Valkyrie on top of a horse. So when she's on the horse, she pretty much is like an executioner. She can target both ground and air, and then when she gets knocked off, like the Dark Prince loses a shield, she just becomes a normal Valkyrie. So you want to run through the stats and a little bit more of the concept, DT?
Sure. So when we're thinking about Valkyrie, Valkyrie used to be one of the most used cards, especially in your trifecta deck. And I sort of haven't been seeing using people Valkyrie in game very, very much. So we were thinking of making her more and more dangerous. And how are we doing that? We're doing it by giving her an ability to target air. So she basically marries the Executioner and the Dark Prince, strips them of their abilities, and runs away on their horse. She can target minions, she can target bats, and you name it. She can target air troops, but on the horse, she is much more dangerous than she is off the horse.
So she has 1100 hit points as a level 1 Dark Valkyrie, 220 damage, hit speed of 1 second, has a medium speed, targets both ground and air, obviously when she's on the horse, and when she's on the ground, she's a melee ranged character. And I always knew this, DT, that she would marry the Executioner because they both have axes. So now you've got the lore in together correctly now.
Definitely, but I think that marriage did not last, and she then went for Dark Prince and got the horse away from him, you know, and ran away on the horse. She was a runaway bride of a second marriage.
And she also has a knight armor as well as the bottom half of her, so what's going on there? A little bit of a love triangle.
I know. It seems like an episode of Clash-O-Rama is coming to life.
Yeah, so it's going to be an epic card for 5 elixir. Do you think that's correct? And let us know in the comments below if you would have 5 elixir for this card, and would you be using this card in your battle decks?
Oh, Wicked, I so would be using this card, but I really want to hear from you guys. Would you be interested in having Dark Valkyrie in your deck? Let us know in comments below. And at number 1, we have Wizard King. Guys, this is by far the most exciting card idea that we've ever had. Now, we currently have 3 wizards in game. We have ourselves the regular wizard, or as I call him, the fire wizard. We have an ice wizard and the electro wizard. Now, think about marrying all those 3 together and having a wizard in a cape that has 3300 HP at the start, and first he is a fire wizard. Now you knock him off, you take his cape off, he becomes an ice wizard, and in the beginning he has a little scepter and he becomes the electro wizard. Now every single one of them evolutions is going to have the same speed as it is of the wizard that he is. So medium speed of the wizard, medium speed of the ice wizard, and fast of the electro wizard. And guys, I think this is going to be one of the most dangerous cards in game. And I know we've said it a lot of times in this video, but I mean, just think about it. Having all 3 of them at the cost of 1 card.
Yeah, so luckily we've labeled it as 9 elixir card, and it's going to be a legendary as well. So we have different health points from each evolution, right, DT? We've got the first wizard, the fire wizard.
Yes.
He's going to start off at 3300 HP, which is the same HP as the Mega Knight. And then at 3000 HP, when you knock him down all the way to 3000 HP, he'll be a level 1 ice wizard of 3000 HP. And then Electro Wizard comes in at 1500 health. So he only becomes a fire wizard for a bit of time at the start. What do you think that is? What did you thought of that idea, having only a little bit of the fire wizard at the start? I
mean, if you think about the danger aspect of all 3 of them, I think the ice wizard really is probably right there in the middle, right? He is great on slowing down the troops, but he's not going to slow down a tank and then, you know, take care of the minion horde all simultaneously. But when you have yourself a regular wizard, you know, he can take care of that minion horde. He can really help out with the push of a tank. So we want to really balance it out. I know this card already sounds crazy, so we want to balance out the danger factor of the card as much as possible, and that requires not having it too long in the form of wizard, having it for a bit in form of the ice wizard, and giving it the final evolution of the electro wizard.
Okay, so would you start it off right down the back, or would you put it right at the front behind a tank, or what would you do with it?
So with 9 elixir, you're really going to have to be really careful about how you place the card. This also means that your deck may change dramatically. Are you going to be running the deck that has the elixir collector, similarly to the deck when people are running the Golem 3 Musketeers? So I think what I would do is I probably would use it similarly to how I would use 3 Musketeers, and kind of start off the back and then build up and put the tank in front of it. How about you?
I would use it, yeah. So definitely I would use it in sudden death time. So if it's after the last minute
double elixir.
Double elixir time, and definitely in overtime as well. Because I would use it as a defensive card initially, because I can see it, you know, shooting off minion hordes coming our way, like goblin gangs and all that. And then the opponent will probably try to fireball or poison spell while it's near the defensive towers, and then it'll turn into Ice Wizard and it'll also play defensively, and then once it's stripped off more HP, it'll become a good counter card with Electro Wizard to counter those Inferno Towers and Inferno Dragons that might be defensively on the other side. So yeah, it's a very deadly card, and you have to place it strategically to be effective, because it does cost 9 elixir. So
yes, while it costs 9 elixir, I do see it as being one of the most versatile cards, because you're combining the forces of 3 all different cards all at once. Alright guys, so these were our top 5 Clash Royale card concept ideas. Let us know in comments below which one was your favorite. For me, it is definitely going to be the Wizard King, followed by number 2, Dark Valkyrie. I mean, that's why they're in that order, and I'm sticking to that. So don't forget to comment below and let us know your card concept ideas, and you just never know, you may be featured in the next video. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to Wicked and myself if you're not already subscribed. And guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, DT is out.